This is Brendan with Cusack Prep, and in this video we're going to be discussing how to solve absolute value equations. Now, absolute value equations are going to be very similar to squared equations, quadratics in vertex form, or radical equations, where the key first step is going to be to isolate the absolute value alone on one side. In our first example, we can see that the absolute value is already totally alone. So all we have to do in this case is get rid of the absolute value sign. Now, to get rid of an absolute value sign, you have to set up two equations. One where you set what's inside of the absolute value equal to what's on the right side. So in this case, x minus 7 is equal to 5. And one where you set what's inside of the absolute value equal to the negative of what's on the right side. We can then add 7 to both of these, and for this one we would find x equals 12, and for this one we would find x is equal to 2. So there are two cases where x minus 7 could equal 5, and the absolute value of that, and that's when x equals 12 and when x equals 2. Now for our second example, we see that we don't just have the absolute value on the left-hand side. We have 2 times the absolute value of x plus 3. So in order to solve this one, I first have to divide both sides of my equation by 2. When I do that, on the left side it just cancels out. So I'm left with the absolute value of x plus 3 is equal to 3 over 2. Now, just like last time, in order to get rid of the absolute value, we have to set up two equations. The first equation is going to be x plus 3 is equal to 3 over 2. And the second equation is going to be x plus 3 is equal to negative 3 over 2. By subtracting 3 from both sides, we can see that we get x is equal to negative 3 over 2. And we also get x is equal to negative 9 over 2. Taking a look at our third and final equation, we can see that there's kind of a few more steps that are present. So here, in order to isolate the absolute value, we first have to add 6 to both sides. When we do that, we come up with 3 times x plus 4 is equal to 24. We can then divide both sides by 3, and after doing that, we come up with the absolute value of x plus 4 is equal to 8. Now, in order to get rid of the absolute value sign, we have to set it equal to the positive right-hand side as well as the negative right-hand side. So we would have x plus 4 is equal to 8, and we would also have x plus 4 is equal to negative 8. Subtracting 4 from both sides, we would get x equals 4 for this equation, and x equals negative 12 for that equation. And that's how you solve basic inequalities involving basic equations involving absolute value signs. Thank you for watching.